Got it. All right. So welcome everyone to our September roundtable for our council. I'm Eric Zanvliet, your roundtable commissioner, and Victor is our district director. And I see we've got a big crowd tonight. So let's get, without further ado, let's get ourselves started, and we'll start the meeting off with our Pledge of Allegiance. If you're in uniform, you can salute. If you're not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart.
Eric?
Yes.
You want to start the slow show from the beginning so that it'll expand the screen?
Am I not?
There. Oh, sorry.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's it.
Very good. Okay. Pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. All right. Thank you, everyone. And so we're going to start off with our agenda, letting you know what's happening tonight. We got our welcome. We've got program dates up through December to look at, upcoming training dates, some fall recharter information, and some vital information that you guys need to bring back to your units, some upcoming events, some details on those, particularly the ones that are in October, and our product sales, which are our popcorn sales. And we've got fall enrollment. That's going strong right now. And we'll give you details on that. And then some save the dates for the fall. Make sure you put those in your calendar. And then we'll wrap up with some questions and answers. Remember to mute your microphone when you're not talking so we don't get crosstalk or feedback. And you can enter your questions into the chat on Zoom or raise your hand. Or if you don't have any of those, just yell. And we are recording our Zoom meeting tonight, and you can watch it later on too. I encourage you to pass the word to everyone else as well. All right, so our program dates, let's start off with September. Well, we'll start off with December. Belmont Shore, we've got to save the date. Remember, December 5th, a day that will live in infamy. And then September, let's go back to December. Popcorn sales have already started. We've got our Order of the Arrow Ordeal for candidates entering OA, 22nd to the 24th, and our Scoutorama on the 30th. Hopefully we will see everyone over there at Long Beach City College. We'll give you details. October is the time when we start our online rechartering process, and that's the earliest days that we can start working on those. I encourage you to get those things started early. Lots of different rules this year. 13th and 15th is a busy weekend. We've got the cavalry. We need help from our troops, and we'll give you more information about that in a little bit. And also on the 13th through the 15th is our OA conclave. That's where we go and join up with our two other sister lodges and have a large gathering. And Jamboree on the Air is on the 21st. November, traditionally our Scouting for Food Month. There's a food bag drop-off weekend, and you guys can drop off bags. And then there's the pickup weekend, the following weekend, but the following Saturday on the 11th. We'll have two locations for you to drop off all that food that you guys collect. I know that when we do it for our troop, we bring along our Cub Scout pack along with them, and we catch a lot larger area for that, and everyone has a lot of fun. So we team up. All right, upcoming trainings. Is there a trainer in the house? Otherwise, I can lead it. I don't see any others. Okay. So several things going on. We had our first weekend of Wood Badge last weekend. It was exhausting, but very rewarding. We have 31 participants in Wood Badge. That's fantastic. They come from 8 different councils. from San Diego all the way up through Fresno. So a big wide range of participants. They got a lot of training this last weekend, and then they'll be coming back again on October 7th and 8th. It is already closed as far as the registration is concerned, but think about next year and think about those leaders that are in your units that might be a good candidate for Wood Badge, your advanced training for all things scouting. And then BLU and IOLS, that's your outdoor training for packs and troops. That's October 28th and 29th. Set that aside for your leaders as well. Information on the website. Leader specific training is Saturday, November 5th. That'll likely be at C-base, but stay tuned. It's a half-day training for you for that. First aid and CPR. I got a chance to get certified on November 12th. That'll be at C-base. And then wilderness first aid, that doesn't get offered very often. And so that's November 18th and 19th, the following weekend at C-base. So sign up for that on our websites as well. longbeachbsa.org/training. If you have any other special questions, ask the chair, Michael Devine. He's on his way out as a training chair for our council, or Amy, and she's incoming training chair. All right. I'd like to set aside a little time right now so that Jenna, our OA lead, can talk to us a little bit about the Maui disaster campaign that they've got organized. Jenna.
Alrighty, thank you. So hello, everyone. My name is Jenna Milkey, and I'm the Order of the Arrow Lodge Chief of our very own Long Beach Area Council's Pavunga Lodge. So now I'm sure we've all heard about the recent and tragic events in Maui. Over 100 lives were lost and there was widespread destruction. And so I'm here tonight to discuss with you about a relief effort. Our Order of the Arrow section chief reached out to our lodge and asked for us to donate some items which will be sent directly to the Maui Scout office, including respirators, N95 masks, non-latex gloves, and eye protection, and we'll need to collect these by October 22nd. So please get to talk to your Scout families about this mission. And we're still in the process of determining the logistics, collecting the items and dropping them off so we can ship them out. Any questions?
And specifics about making contributions and such again?
What was that?
How do we make contributions and such again?
I'm not sure with specifics, like where to drop them off, but I have a list of items that we can start collecting.
Fantastic.
I'd be happy to collect stuff at Cavalry, Jenna.
Alrighty, thank you.
Fantastic. Otherwise, you can drop off the stuff at our Scout office, of course, and we'll be doing the collections and then getting it over to Maui.
Yeah, if you bring them to the Scout office, just ask them to be given to me, Victor, and I can keep them in our office. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Let's make sure we fill up the office so that Victor can't do any work in it. Okay. All righty. Thank you so much, Jenna.
Yep, thank you.
All right. We got renewals for 2024. Let's hear about some renewal process, Victor.
Okay, so so our recharter period is just about to start October 1st. Now there are a couple of changes that are happening this year to the membership process that do not affect the renewal process. So we will continue to do renewal just like we did last year. It opens October 1st. You could do it online. You can submit it online, but the best option is to pay in person. We actually prefer that you pay in person because what it does is if you pay online, you finish the process online, we cannot, our registrar at that point cannot make any changes to your charter. So in case you needed to make any additional changes post submitting it, once it's submitted, it's locked, so we wouldn't be able to make any changes. So we ask that you pay in person, a check. You can pay a credit card, but then you'll get a credit card charge. So preferable way to do it is through a check. We ask that all the charters be submitted no later than Friday, December 1st. This gives us enough time to process your charter by the end of December. Remember that we just have one person that has to process all those different charters through the month, and make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to collect the paperwork. I will be reaching out to our charter rep sponsors and our institutional executive officers, because there's 4 different forms, 4 different types of annual charter agreements that are available now. The Catholic Church has one, the Methodist Church has one. There's a facility use agreement that actually the Methodist Church uses. There's a standard facility use agreement that some of the other sponsors use. And then there's our traditional one. And then Exploring uses a different one. So there's like 4 or 5 different variations of the charter agreement. Before it was just one. But I will be, again, reaching out. I'd like to have a conversation with our charter sponsors so that they're aware that there's these different types of agreements that they need to fill out, and so that you're aware of what type of agreement needs to be filled out when you get ready to submit your recharter. And those can be submitted separately, obviously not online. You could send them separately, you could email them, or you could submit them in person, because we do need the signatures on there.
And that's a wet signature, right?
Wet signature, either via email or submitted in person as well. Next slide. So what the new changes started August 1st was the yearly membership plan has changed. Basically now, when a person joins scouting, then they pay their fee for the year. It's actually not prorated anymore. So they're paying one annual fee. That's the biggest change that's coming, that happened this year. And obviously for next year, the whole recharter process is going to change. But I'm not going to get into that because it's probably going to be very complicated. As of right now, let's just worry about what we have currently. And what this will do is basically, if a person joins scouting after August 1st, they'll automatically appear on your recharter paperwork as paid, so you don't have to pay for that individual. So it'll just the system will adjust based on how many folks registered after August 1st, and it'll give you a total based on how many are rechartering with the charter, as opposed to which ones joined after August 1st. There was also a new implementation of a fee structure. Obviously, that went into effect after August 1st as well. Can you click on the next slide? So here's the new fee structure. So any returning youth will be paying $160, and $175 if they have Boys Life. So that's any adults now will have to pay $60 because the new fee structure went into place. So any adults that are rechartering will be paying $60. Any new youth will be paying $185. That'll be for new youth, and if they want Boys Life, it'll be $200. So this is the new fee structure that we have. If you're paying via credit card, you do get an additional charge. So we recommend that you can continue to submit checks through the unit account, or have the parents who are joining come directly to the Scout office and pay the registration fees directly to us. So there's different options. That's obviously not going to change. What will happen with these new members coming in is that next year, on their join date, they will have their renewal, and they're going to get notices starting 2 months before their renewal date to do it online. So there's going to be an automatic renewal on a yearly basis. If you have any questions on this, feel free to contact me or Sandy at our registrar, and we're more than happy to help you.
Okay, so in other words, the left 2 columns are the ones that you want to look at for totals. One is with Scout Life and one is without Scout Life or Scouting Magazine. All right, very good. Thank you so much. I saw Ron on the line. Did you want to talk about Scoutorama, Ron, or Joe?
Yeah, I'm here. This is
All right,
Ron.
Ron. Yeah,
Hey, how's everybody doing?
good.
Yes, Scoutorama is going to be Saturday, September 30th at Long Beach City College on the corner of Carson and Clark. Check-in time is going to be at 7:30. The event will run from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And as you notice, Scoutorama has changed a little bit on the dates. We're using this more as a recruiting event and showcasing those packs and troops out there in the Long Beach Area Council. So we're looking at, having your booth set up with a game, like a safari game or something safari themed, plus also showcasing what your pack and your troop is about. So I'm encouraging everybody to go out there because this is going to be our big push to bring in more Cub Scouts, venturing crew, things like that. So I'm hoping to see everybody out there. If you have any questions, you can call Marcos, myself, or Rosa. I believe Rosa's on vacation. That's why I'm here tonight. But it's going to be a really fun event. We have some food trucks coming out. I know we've had the watermelon eating contest in the past. We've had some great giveaways. So for all those parents that have Cubs, please have them bring one or two friends out to showcase, to just see what scouting is all about in the Long Beach Area Council. Okay.
Very good. Okay, absolutely. Want to see a big turnout, everyone. Excuse me. Cubbery is another event coming up very shortly. Under a month away.
Way
Joe.
too short.
Yeah,
So we moved up Cabaret this year by a week or two to fall on an eclipse. So that's why all the theme, everything is about the eclipse. So we've secured a great presenter to come out and present to the youth that attend and the adults that are there watching and listening. So it's going to be a great event for right after Scoutorama, all these scouts that you've recruited to get them to their first camp out. And that's what Cabaret is really geared for, is to kind of show a depth of the scouting experience. So it's not a very difficult campsite. It's pretty flat ground. We have a lot of things planned. We're trying to change and improve some of the things that we did from last year, always to make it a better experience. And I think everybody that's given feedback from last year, and hopefully we can make it a great experience again for all the Cubs that are returning and everybody else that is coming for the first time. So the Saturday morning of the event, we have we arranged, paid big money to have an eclipse. You wouldn't think our council had the budget for it, but Victor pulled some strings and made it happen. And but we already have 500 of the eclipse glasses. So we got those in early. Patches are in production. We have the shirt design up, for those packs that don't want to cook, because there's going to be a lot of exciting things. We have some voluntold chefs that will be grilling up some hot dogs and hamburgers. And so that will be available for a fee that you can pre-order now on the Cabaret, or on the Cabaret page. So sign up for food, and then we'll have a snack bar kind of open with some snacks during the day, with some water and different things like that. So we're still putting together. We're trying to put our different troops to events to make sure that everything is covered. So we should hopefully, knock on wood, if the guy in charge of this thing puts together the program, should be out here hopefully before October. But I'm open for any questions. If you have questions, feel free to call or text me. I'm a little busier at work now than I have been in the past, so it's harder for me to answer during the day. Usually I'll try and reply after I'm off of work, which sometimes is around 7 o'clock. But feel free to call or text me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you, and I hope to see you there.
All right, troops, don't forget, this is not just a packed event. We need some help from our troops. All right, very good. And so this is the season of popcorn, and this is a great fundraising opportunity for scouts, for parents, for units. Tell us about it, Victor.
Yeah, so product sales, council sponsored product sales is an easy way for units to be able to raise money for their program. They don't have to take any of their own funds to purchase the products. They don't have to, risk anything in that aspect, and they can return the product as long as it's in the good condition. Return the product and at no cost or no risk. So it's a great way to earn money for your families, to have the scouting adventure. It's also a great way for us to advertise ourselves, because right now, as a matter of fact, as our popcorn sale is going, there's kids selling in front of stores, and people are, reminded of the fact that scouting's still alive, it's still viable, it's still going, and it's growing, right? And that we're in the community and we're doing good things. So this is a great way for them to support us. And that's the second part, that when we sell our products, we're really not selling the product. We are selling our program. I always tell all our sales groups that please don't think that you're selling popcorn, because if you're just selling the popcorn, people are going to find excuses why it's so expensive. But if you're selling the program, that's really what they're supporting. So they're willing to buy the popcorn because that's what they get. But the real value of what they're doing is supporting the program. So always make sure that when you do a sale, regardless of whether it's council sponsored sales or even your own personal sales, just remember to reference the fact that they're really supporting scouting and not purchasing a product from us. Every purchase supports our council. Obviously, the council products supports both the council and also supports the scouts throughout the council, indirectly and directly as well. And when we share the scouting story with people, we reinforce why we're doing the fundraisers. It could be because you want to go to camp, because you're raising money for maybe a bigger thing like Jamboree. I know this year actually, we had a lot of scouts go to Jamboree that may have been doing popcorn sales in the past year. So great opportunities to share our story with the public, and also be able to let them know what we're using the funds for. And really I think people in general like scouting. They have fond memories of maybe they were scouts. So it's a great tie-in for that. Next slide. So again, the popcorn sale just started. Great opportunity. If, there's show and sell, which is happening right now, 30% commission is the max on show and sell. 35% online, which is probably the best part. This is what the units earn. And then we have our council incentive where they can earn up to $75 on registration credits per youth for their unit account if they hit their thresholds. They start at $350 for the bronze, $450 for silver, and $550 for gold, and those levels are for each scout. For each scout to sell, right? So $350 per scout in the unit that sells. And so we have our goals online. You'll be able to see what each scout's level is, each unit's level is, and what if you hit that threshold, then we will give you credit. Last year, we gave back in credits to units in over $6,500 that went back to support your programs. And then again, the Amazon gift card program, those are the ones that Trails End does as well, through points that all the scouts earn when they're selling popcorn. Next slide. This is our timeline. We just started our storefront sales on last Friday. And as of today, we've already sold over $15,000 worth of popcorn. Ooh. So it is, we're getting a lot of excitement around it. There's scouts out there that are, I keep hearing different stories. I heard one today about a scout who went out there and he sold like off of 4 hours, so like almost $1,500, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Again, use all the tricks of the trade that we have. We set up the storefronts for you. You don't have to do it. You just go online and you make your reservation spot. You set up your table. You show up with the product that we provide for you, and you just sell. So there's really no risk. Returns are due on the 9th of October. Take orders are then due on October 13th, and then the popcorn pickup is for the show for the peak order is November 3rd, and then the sale closes by December 1st. There are units that decide that they want to keep selling, so they'll keep the popcorn and they'll continue to sell storefront, because storefront allows us to sell all the way into the November timeframe. Next slide. Yeah. So these are the products for this year. We got the sea salt popcorn. Chocolate Presser's brand new product, s'mores popcorn, which I still haven't tried, so I'm waiting to see what that tastes like. Unbelievable butter, which is traditional salted caramel. We have the white cheddar, which we still have, popping corn, and then we have the sweet and salty kettle corn became our entry price item, which sells for $12. We used to have caramel corn at that price point, but now we're
upgraded to salted caramel corn.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next slide. All right, so again, talking about the incentive, like I mentioned earlier, you can get 25, 50, and 75. Each unit has a goal. It's based on how many youth they had registered as of August 1st. 350 per youth sales is for the bronze level. 450 per youth sale is for the silver level. 550 per youth sale is for the gold level. And some of those units, there were some units last year that hit it, and so they were, they got, not only did they get their commissions, they also got credit on their unit accounts for popcorn, which it was a win-win-win all around.
Yeah. Exactly.
Next slide. So even though the popcorn sale has started, and maybe there's units out there that say, nah, I don't like popcorn because I don't want to take the product. I don't want to have to put it in my house. I don't want to have to deal with cash or credit cards. I just don't want to deal with the public. Perfectly fine. There's 3 ways of selling the popcorn sales that we have. So we have storefronts, which is, storefront sales, different grocery stores, which we provide for you because we go out and we secure the storefronts. And then there's also, where you can take your wagon sales, you can walk around your neighborhood and sell them that way. That's one type of sale. Then we have the take order, traditional take order sales, where you take the little sheet and you can take that, you can, give it to family, friends, and have them fill it out and put in the order for what they'd like. Parents, I would suggest if you want to do a very easy way to do it is just take it to work, leave it in the lunchroom, see how many people like the popcorn, and they'll order it on their own. That always ends up working. But the other way, which is really simple too, it's online direct. And this is all based on their app system and everything that Trails End provides. Very easy to do. You don't have to deal with the product. You would just have all the scouts participate and do a download the app, set up an account within the app system. They can upload pictures, videos, anything that messages that they want to provide, and then they can send out information. Next slide. So if they use the app, they also get more points. The other thing about using the app, if you only do an online sale, is that you get 35%, which is the maximum amount that you can get. It's even higher than storefront. So you get 35% commission on the app, plus you get double points on the app if you order through the online direct. Next slide. And again, very easy. You can create your virtual store. You share your message through text, through emails. If you want to link it to your social media, it all gets recorded for you. You can share it locally, across the country, across the world, anywhere. If you have family members that are not even local to you, you can still share this with them and they will still have the opportunity to purchase. And you can still have commission sales. I've seen units that do $5,000-$6,000 in commission sales, in sales just off of the online direct. So if you are a unit that has not done popcorn before, you don't want to do the traditional method, contact me. Let's see about getting you signed up to do online direct. Because once they do this, it's really a passive campaign. You don't have to keep up with anybody regarding product. You just have to remind them and see where their sale levels are at.
Mhm.
And that's it. So thank you for the time with popcorn.
Fantastic. Thank you. I think online is the way to go. For some of the older scouts, especially if they don't want to do the storefronts because they feel uncomfortable being 14 years old, then online sales is great. Got some other upcoming dates for us starting in November. Scouting for Food. I mentioned that at the beginning of our broadcast. November 11th is the delivery date for all of the food that you receive. That will be probably likely the Mayfair Pool and the what's the other one?
Salvation Army.
Salvation Army. Thank you, in Long Beach. All right, and also in November is our 10 Commandments hike. If you recall, anybody who's participated in this before, it's very fun. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and Friday. After you bought all your stuff online, you can come and take a walk and go through and visit a variety of worship centers, churches, and they will have highlight a special commandment on your little hike to the various places. So it's a lot of fun. You can do this with your family, and it's a great event. Also, December is our Christmas parade. We had a fabulous turnout last year. We got a lot of highlight on the highlight reel for Long Beach's cable TV. I think we were on TV for about 10 minutes because it took us so long to get past their cameras. And they made lots of good comments about scouting. So that's our exposure to Long Beach and to the rest of the area for that. So please reserve that date. And organize your units, your packs, or your troops, ship, and crews to participate in this event. And now we're going into recruitment. We need members. We need new scouting members, and they don't even know that they want to be in scouting. We need to reach out to them. So Marcos?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here. So it is recruitment time, and as you know, this is the time where it's a good opportunity to reach out to new families and welcome them into scouting. So my first recommendation, of course, is to go back into doing the back to school nights. So as you know, for the Long Beach is for elementary school is on the 21st, the back to school night, and on the 28th for middle school. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to go out there and recruit. If you have any trouble, please do let me know, and I'll gladly see if I can help you set it up. But beside that, one of the greatest tools that we have, and what most people do, because as you know, we're in such a digital world these days that everybody depends on their, on digital and everything. So we need to really look into our unit Be a Scout pin. And right there's a video on how you can update it. It is very important that you be able to update it, put the contact information, who it is that that's going to be responsible for helping get that new audience into your group. So if you could please go online and update that pin, bscout.org, that would be great. Also, we kind of depend on it because we'll look to it to see what units are fit whatever family needs are. So I look into it as well. As you know, aside from that one, which is the national website, we also have our own website, the Long Beach BSA. When that one specifically is also the same thing. It's a pin. Just do me a favor, and if you could, just go online, see and look at the map that we have there and see if your information is updated. I know that a lot of the troops are not updated, so I would really appreciate it if you could let me know so I could update that information there as well. I don't usually rely on the bscout.org because I know a lot of them are not updated. So I want to make sure that I have the latest information on that. Of course, also, I do recommend that all units, if you do not have a website, have some type of a social media. Again, everybody tends to rely on a lot on digital. So I have a lot of people that the first thing they'll ask me is, does that unit have a social media, an Instagram, a Facebook, anything that we can see what that unit is about? So it's a great opportunity. If you have any trouble starting or don't know what to add or anything like that, please do let me know. And I will send you a couple of things that you can also put on your social media as well. And the unit website similar. Please think that whenever anybody looks into those websites, they're looking to see what it is that you do. A lot of the websites are pretty good, but sometimes they put too much pictures of just friends, which is great. But we also want to put a little bit about activities that you guys may be doing or action stuff or moments, special moments. And that sells more than anything, to be honest. So if you could kindly go to the next slide, please.
Oops.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Now, as you know, the Scout Council provides you with free yard signs. We have plenty of them for Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. And, just put them in visible areas. Perhaps you may want to put it in front of the school, or perhaps you may want to put it in front of somebody's residential home. Either way, those signs are available and you can go ahead and put them there. We also, someone gave me this great idea of creating those QR codes so we can actually put the QR code on the yard sign as well. We also have free banners. So as you can see them on the slide to the bottom side, the blue one, that's one of the banners that we have. We also provide you with free flyers, and that means you can ask for as plenty as you want. Half sheet, full sheet, whichever you like. If you want them custom made, and that means that you guys are making your own, by all means, extend that creativity. And just let me know what it is that you need. Also, if you need help with some of the flyers, I'll gladly, input the words, design it the way you like, and then that way we can go ahead and provide those flyers. Again, they are free, so take advantage of it and order as many as you can. Also, we have peer-to-peer cards. Those are little miniature cards that are like telling a buddy, hey, come to our meeting. Those are great. I also may recommend doing peer cards digitally, which means that one friend can send it through a text to another friend. And that is an awesome way to do that, to connect with other friends. Finally, some more recruiting ideas. Oh, as a matter of fact, it's there, the e-flyer. I can create you that e-flyer, and then have it, send out to all the friends. If you manage to get the parents to send it to their friends, that flyer, I mean, it's just a touch of a button. What easier way is there, to send it through a text? Don't forget that you can set up tables at schools, pass out those flyers. After school, you can also do it. There's also Facebook advertising. We might be able to provide some of that, which is called geofencing. It's a mile radius recruitment tool that we use. And it's a great way to, welcome new people that are using Facebook. Also, of course, putting a post there and let me see, put up banners in school site. Well, as you know, we have those schools banners. You can put them in display. Great way for people to see it. Finally, the yard sign, as we mentioned earlier. And you can hand out flyers at your community events, little leagues, market. You can be very creative on the places you can pass them out. Friends, if you have a great doctor that gives you, for your son or daughter, perhaps he'll help out putting those flyers out there. We just need to be exposed and more. So just put them everywhere. Next slide, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Marcos.
Thank you.
All right. You got lots of tools to work with. Get the word out. It's easy to do. And that's why it's important to get your online information correct and up to date, like your Be a Scout pin and your website, so that when you direct them to it, it's current. All right. Friends of Scouting. So Friends of Scouting is the campaign that our local council uses to help fund a large portion of the council's program. It doesn't all come from national. It doesn't all come from the registration fees that are charged on the council level. A lot of it goes to insurance. we are asking our scout friends, whether that's the scout parents, the scout relatives of scouts, anybody. If you believe that scouting is helpful and rewarding to yourself and to your own scouts, your kids, then we want you to recognize that. There's a lot of different ways to pay it forward, and very simply, you can scan a QR code that's there. You can pass out little cards to other people and say, do you think scouting's good for you? If you do, we need your support for that. You can, if you have an employer that matches gifts, that's another way that you can double up or triple up on the donations. You also, as a parent or as a scout leader, can speak in front of your own unit or someone else's unit to say, hey, perhaps in my case, I have a son that is now an Eagle Scout. He's a fantastic youth. He is, and scouting help that happen. And so, if you believe that it's a program that helps the scout become a young person and a better system, a better future leader of this country, then we ask you to help show that. We are very underfunded right now. We are behind as far as our contributions are concerned. We will also have a follow-up phone calls and emails to those that have contributed in last year or prior year, and ask again, can you contribute again? So don't wait for us to ask you, okay? We'll go ahead as well. Okay, we're in the month of September already, and at the 14th, we've got a full calendar here of dates when the Scout office and the Scout shop are open. Generally speaking, they're open during the weekdays, and they're also open on Saturdays from 10 to 1 for those that can't make it out there during the work week. Any questions, you can contact Sandy with regard to the Scout shop or anything that any one of the Scout office, anything that the Scout office can help you with. So her contact information is right there. All right. I'd like to open this time up to reach out to you guys. Did you guys do anything special in the past couple months that you might want to share with us? All those things that are going on, a lot of Scout units might be interested in how you did it or where you went, and did you have fun doing it? All right. So I'm looking through our
Hi,
chat.
Eric.
Hi, yeah.
Hi, this is Alec and Irma. I just wanted to share that our son attended the National Jamboree
Yeah.
for the first time, and it was a wonderful, incredible experience for him. He came back completely changed. I mean, as far as, a much different perspective on scouting. He loved the patch trading that went on. And he just, learned a lot about, scouting and things in general. It was, I must say it was expensive, but it was well worth it. I think he learned a lot and he grew as a scout, and we're very happy to share that with everybody.
He's definitely growing up. I'm seeing him mature so much. That's great. And at the Jamboree, it wasn't just the Jamboree. They were also able to sightsee in Washington, D.C. for a little bit. And so that was fantastic as well. Besides the Jamboree, there is a Philmont contingent that is forming right now for 2024. And also, it's not cheap, but it's also a life experience. And so, generally speaking, the Philmont Ranch in northeast New Mexico has treks, and so there's 7-day, 9-day treks that the scouts experience. They do hikes, and they hike to different locations on the ranch where they do different program activities. And so it's kind of like each day they get to do something different. They see the wilderness and the history that's in that area of the country. Very, very cool. We just had a presentation by Bob Haas and Bob Colley at our troop yesterday about it. I know the 2024 contingent or the signups are due now because they're filling up the slots and they want a deposit for 2024, but there's also one for 2025. So if you can't get to 2024, also consider 2025.
Hey Eric, this is Howard Ito. So
Howard.
we started our the council climbing instructor training
Mhm.
for September. We started it on Saturday over at Sea Base, which was a long day of ground school, and then on Sunday we were out on the rocks, out at Stony Point, clambering around there, setting anchors, rappelling, climbing, and teaching other skills that the instructors need to get a hold of. And we had people from Orange County as well as from our own council in the class, and they'll be finishing up this coming Saturday, which will be their final. And we'll be having troop 134, a couple of their scouts out with us, because that's part of the final. The class has to run an event, so it's a lot of fun. So
That sounds like a lot of fun, and we'll have some trained climbers.
yeah. So we really need to build up the amount of trained people that we have within the council so that we can go out and support other units. Currently, we really don't have enough instructors to provide service to to everybody, but we're trying to get there by putting the word out and getting more people trained. Next class will be in February.
Okay. So for those that missed it this time, February is the next opportunity for climbing. Thank you, Howard. Yeah, we need that as well. I did see in our chat bar that the troop here, Troop 371, was doing popcorn as well. And the first 2 hours at their storefront, they sold $500 in popcorn. So it doesn't take long. All right, everyone. We've got a busy fall. Take what you can get, be active and